Hey guys, do you like that? Last week I put up a short story about how I wanted to do some more video content, and I asked for suggestions for that content, and one of the first ideas that I got was a video on lower back pain. First of all, one thing to realize about lower back pain or back pain in general is that it isn't general. It is specific to the individual, and that one solution will not work for everybody. And I think that's a really important thing to realize when asking about lower back pain, when looking for solutions to problems like lower back pain, and when sort of working to try and help people with lower back pain. Back pain can have loads of different sources. It can come from your ankles, it can come from your knees, it can come from your hips, it can come from an accident or an impact, or it can come from your shoulders. It can come from all over the place. So having it properly assessed by someone that really knows what they're talking about is really important. So do make sure that you actually get it assessed rather than just jumping on YouTube and looking for videos about it. Although if it's acute and it's only happening in the short term, maybe they'll help, I don't know. But you know, if you've got bad problems, lots of pain, would recommend that you look into finding someone that can help you specifically, that can assess you and help you specifically. So yeah, it requires assessment. It requires that you be put through a series of checks and tests in order to find out, or try to find out, or eliminate where the problem is coming from or where the problem isn't coming from. And those assessments and checks need specific skills. They require that the person that's putting you through them has specific skills, and not all general sort of PTs like myself would have those skills. And I freely put my hand up and say that if someone comes to me with a serious problem, a serious injury, then I'll put my hand up and say, no, that's not, I can recommend someone that can help you with that, but in general, not so much. Okay? For that reason, it's a little bit outside of my scope. I am going to tell you what would be within my scope though, and that would be that if a person is experiencing pain or discomfort in their back when performing specific exercises. So if someone comes to me and says, oh, my back hurts when I squat, or my back hurts when I deadlift, and I take a look at that movement, and that movement is kind of all over the place. If that movement is not being performed well, then coaching someone to help improve that movement, if the lower back pain is acute and only happens during or as a result of performing that movement, then we may be able to do something about it. If your squat is like all kinds of all over the place, or your deadlift looks like a dog taking a crap, that's not a good position to deadlift in. Okay, so if you can correct those things, then maybe your back won't hurt so much. No exercise should cause back pain. Okay, so if it's the day after deadlift day and you're going, oh, my back is so sore, it's killing me after deadlifts, it's like, then there's something wrong with your deadlift, because it shouldn't, squatting heavy, deadlifting heavy shouldn't cause back pain. Even if you're training your back, it shouldn't be pain, it should be the same kind of discomfort that you get when training any other body part. A very common suggested cause of lower back pain when you go look it up online, not having had yours assessed and not having looked for the actual problems, is core weakness or instability. This is a difficult one to work around for me, because in my experience, in all the time that I've been doing this, if someone is doing core work, if someone is doing stomach work, ab work specifically, and they feel discomfort in their lower back only when they're doing that thing, so they don't have sort of long-term back pain, they just have back pain when they're performing core work, they feel it in their back, I would suggest that they are probably not using their core very effectively. They're probably just going through the motions when they're performing the exercises, and I'd look for them to do a little drill, which I'm going to explain. Even though I already said that solutions via video should be mistrusted, I'm going to suggest that being able to better engage your core, your stomach muscles, when you're doing ab work or heavy lifting is going to be beneficial to most people, whether or not they have lower back pain. So a possible drill that you could use to help identify or help to feel your core more is lay on your back on the ground, put a towel across underneath your lower back, so underneath the arch of your back. If you just lay down, there'll be a little arch in your back, right? So put the towel across under that arch, and then pull your stomach in and push your lower back bones into that towel, and try to pin that towel to the ground. So bunch the towel up so that it's in a bunch like that. Put it around behind your lower back, and then try to pull your stomach in and pin that towel to the ground, and then try to pull it out. And if you can easily pull it out, then there's still an arch in your back and you're probably not engaging your core properly. But obviously if you pull it hard enough, it's going to come out. But generally speaking, try to pull it. If it moves, try to pin it in place more by pulling in your tummy and pushing your backbones into the ground. That kind of flattening of your abs, that pulling in of your abs and flattening of your abs is what you're looking for when you're trying to do core work, or is part of what you're looking for when you're trying to do core work. If when you're doing core work, you try the towel test and you can just pull the towel out, then your back is arched off the floor, which in most cases is going to mean that your abs are relaxed. So your spine is, your back is arched, your abs are open, and there's space for me to put my hand underneath your back or for you to pull the towel out. Yeah? So if we pull the abs in and down and push the backbones into the floor, then we can pin that towel in place and hopefully take the back out of the equation and use the abs more. It's not a solution for lower back pain in general, like, because there shouldn't be a solution in general. Like I've already said, you should be assessed and checked to find out where the problem is actually coming from. But it might be a little bit of a solution for any of you that experience or feel ab work in your back instead of in your abs. If you are doing a load of crunches and you can no longer keep that towel pinned to the ground, then the set's over. It's time to stop, because you're no longer using your ab muscles and you've switched and you're kind of allowing your back to take some of the strain. If you're not able to pin that towel in place when you're doing like a crunch, or when you're doing a leg raise, or when you're doing some standard old-fashioned ab exercise, then there's a good chance that you're also not using your abs very well when you're deadlifting or squatting or doing any other heavy or large unstable barbell lift or dumbbell lift. All of this doesn't necessarily mean that someone's abs are weak. You could have quite strong abs in general, but not be able to access them very well. So what would be a possible solution in this case is to simplify, step back any ab work that you're doing, any core work that you're doing, and go for some very specific ones like dead bugs, like bird dogs, and like the McGill curl up. I'm not going to do them here, you can go look them up. Would be 3 that would be useful to learn to use your core and your abs to stabilize yourself and actually concentrate on keeping things still and stable, so that when you go to do big lifts you can do the same thing. But again, in the case of longer term, more chronic lower back pain, especially if you have an idea of what already caused it, like an accident, a trip or a fall, or something like that, then individual assessment, go get it done. Go get an individual assessment done. Find somebody that you trust, get a recommendation, and go and actually get an assessment done and get homework from the person who does the assessment to specifically fix your problem, or try to fix your problem. Be aware of anyone who posts a video online or posts an article online that says do this to fix your back pain without ever having spoken to you, including me. Okay, I include myself in that. The towel drill and stepping back that core work, that's about core work. That's not about back pain. Okay, it's not that easy as finding a video online, unfortunately, or of doing a video online. Usually these things take longer than we'd like and more effort than we think. I hope that was a decent answer for the person that asked the question specifically. For the rest of you, I hope it was remotely interesting. If you have any other suggestions on videos for me to do, message me and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.